What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I know I got the Hellcat hat on, but we're not talking about Hellcats today. I'm giving you guys my thoughts and impressions after a week with the Tesla Model S P100D. We're just going to get directly into it. So, a couple of things. This isn't my first Tesla. I've had the P85D. I had which I think was the first performance model that they put out. I had the Model 3 um, Standard Range Plus. I've had the Model X. I had that in Miami. I thought it was dope with the doors. I have not owned the Model Y, and I have not owned the Cybertruck, but I've had Teslas. I've had the BMW i4 on lease. That was a great vehicle. I've had the i3, the i8. Um, what was the other one that was crazy that I had a while back? It wasn't a. It was a Fisker. It was the Fisker Karma, the old Fisker. Bunch of Jaguar parts. That thing was a disaster. Cool concept, but that was the first time that company was around. But then went bankrupt. But it was a cool looking car. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So I've had, and yeah, I've even had a Prius. I've owned hybrids and electrics. A lot of people are like, oh, because he's a muscle car guy, he has to hate electric cars. I don't hate electric cars. I got this Tesla because it was a really good deal, and I picked it up for one reason. You guys know how much I care about Dodge and the brand, and I feel like the electric cars are an abomination, and they keep calling it the most powerful muscle car on the planet. Yet, outside of like three dealerships, Tobin here where I am in town, one on the East Coast in Virginia, and one, I believe, in Missouri. It might be Kansas. Nobody else is able to move to lease or sell these friggin' things. They're stacking up on lots. I saw Racer X just did a video on the Dodge Charger EV Daytona EV. So here's the thing. I like the way the inside looks of the Daytona. I like the way the outside looks at the Daytona. The problem is Dodge made a Tesla P85D from 5 years ago. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the technology, what they're using EV wise is like 4 5 years ago. It's not today. Like Tesla's at a point now where with the Cybertruck where they're going to be doing 500, and I know you're gonna like, what does that mean? 500 kilowatt hour charging, which means like you'll be able to charge that big ass Cybertruck in like 15, 10 minutes, 15 minutes with that kind of charge. Now, my car, the P100D, I can plug into 325 kilowatt hour chargers, 250 kilowatt hour chargers, but the max I've seen that thing pull in is like 150, somewhere around there, kilowatt hours. And it takes about 30 minutes from 0 to 100 at a supercharger to, to get it up to 80%. Now, as I'm going to show you how much money I've saved in just a week of driving this thing. So I'm going to put that right here. Now this shows you, how much money I've saved in only a week of driving it. Now I haven't done a ton of driving, but yeah, maybe about 900 miles or 800 miles or so, somewhere around there. But it's cost me zero to do it. Yeah, it looks like 600 miles, somewhere around there. It cost me zero, $4 actually, because I do plug it in also at the house, right? Now, the I'll give you an example. If I plugged that car in from like 2% or 5% and charged it to 80% at the house, it would cost me like $4, $5. At the same time, if I fill the STS, the V8 Cadillac up with gas, it's going to cost me like $50, $60 with 91 octane. You get what I'm saying? The Ram, if I filled the truck up, damn near $100. Like, so there is a benefit, I guess, to these cars if you're, here locally. The reason why I like the Tesla and why I got it, and as I said, I care about the Dodge brand, is I'm gonna smoke. Like I'm gonna go to any event that's open, like YouTuber call out. I don't know if Demonology is still doing that this year. As far as I know, what's going on in April with Dunkmaster and them. So I will show up for that, and I'm gonna spank every single electric Dodge Charger that shows up, and Scat Packs and Hellcats and whatever else wants to run the Tesla. Because the 0 to 60, and I did it today. Even with the battery degradation that this car has, which is about 8-9%, somewhere around there, the 0 to 60 in that car, and I did it today, 2.4 seconds. That car, round about 25 grand. Okay, a brand new Charger, 70 grand for the RT, 67, whatever, but basically 70 grand. They don't. It doesn't add up. Now I know you're gonna say, "Well, your Tesla's used, TK." I get it, but I still have all the screens, heated and cooled seats, every feature I could possibly want in that car. And oh, by the way, it drives itself. Yeah. Oh, and what the Model S right now, if you're buying one from Tesla, and not saying that if you are, but if you decide you want to get one, there's a link in the description. I got a Tesla referral link, but um, they're putting supercharge for life on the car. Now it is only tied to the first customer, unlike mine, which is tied to whoever owns that car. Whoever owns that car for the rest of that car's life will forever be able to plug into a supercharger, and it will be free. Now I know you're going to say, "Well, TK, it's only you save less than $200." True, but think about that over an entire year, right? And I already know the comments. Well, TK, the large drive unit in that car goes bad, and da da da. Okay, yeah, I could take that. There's a shop in San Diego, which I do plan on taking it to do the coolant delete method or whatever on it. But I may just have them say, "F it, rebuild the engine, rebuild the motor anyway, and do the coolant delete." Right? It's cheaper than me replacing the entire drive unit with a new drive unit from Tesla. Once it has the coolant delete, I don't have to worry about it. That car can go for another 200,000-300,000 miles. Now here's the thing: the battery pack, where it does have like 9% degradation or whatever. Yes, at some point you'll have to replace it. But now there's other companies. The cost of the battery replacement for these things have come down. Granted, I have 100, so it's 100, whatever it is, kilowatt hour battery pack or whatever. I don't know what the proper term is for this thing. But there's companies like Resell, they're a battery seller, that sells like 75 battery packs. And there's other companies out there that refurbish the battery packs or rebuild the battery packs or just sell a whole replacement for like between 5 to 8 grand. So you're telling me I got a car that I paid 25 grand for. If I have to pay like 4 or 5 grand to rebuild the large drive unit, I'm still under 30. And if I have to replace the battery in like the next 100,000 miles, I'm looking at another, let's say 6 grand. So I'm at 36,000, and I get to drive that car for the next 2, 3, 4 years and never pay for fuel. So I wanted to look myself and see how much money I spend in gas. And yes, I do a lot of driving. You guys know it. I travel a lot. Sometimes if I'm not flying, right now I ain't flying. Unless it's, I know you're going to laugh, but Spirit, they're the only airline that had no issues. I'm probably flying Spirit if I got to fly. But if I'm flying, if I'm not flying, I'm driving. When I go to California, normally I just drive, right? If I'm going to Huntington Beach, 4-hour drive, I'll do that in the Tesla. It costs me zero. Want to go out to Houston, hang out with the homies, do some car stuff? Zero. So I was looking at the numbers in fuel, and in 2024 alone, just in 2024, I spent almost $7,000 in gasoline. Think about that. So am I still going to pay for gas? Yeah, I'm going to pay for gas in the truck. I'm going to pay for gas in the Cadillac. I'm going to pay for gas in the BMW. 100%. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pay for gas in the Pontiac. There's like, yeah, I'm going to have to pay for fuel. But my daily expense or running around, if I'm driving the Tesla here around town, which is fun as hell, by the way, is going to be zero. If I save $5,000 a year in fuel and I still pay $2,000 for my other vehicles in fuel, I'm still saving $5,000. It justifies the cost. Do you get what I'm saying? So my first week owning this car, I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. I like the instant torque. Ludicrous Plus is insane. And in case you're asking, the Model S P100D is way faster than a Model 3 Performance. It's faster than the Model Y Performance. Um, the only car that's really beating that right now in the EV space is probably a Plaid, and because it has an extra motor, same battery pack, basically the same car, but it just has an extra drive unit. That's it. So, um, needless to say, to wrap this thing up, I'm happy with the car, and hopefully, when you guys can like save this video or whatever, especially my mods, when somebody's in the comment going, "Oh, he just hates EVs," I don't hate EVs. I don't. I've owned several of them. I'm just more of a gasoline muscle car guy. Okay. That said, I do like the car. There's nothing wrong with, you can enjoy an EV. You can have one. It doesn't mean that you hate gasoline, right? And let me tell you the other reason I got this car. So this car was traded in because the customer didn't like Elon Musk. Listen, I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to make financial decisions on a product I own because somebody did something. If that's the case, all you guys that own Mercedes, Volkswagen, Porsches, let me give you a fun thing. Grab a Porsche logo and spin it. Tell me what you see. That's all I'm going to say. If that was the case, all of these companies that exist today, right, that were tied to horrible crap less than 100 years ago, shouldn't own one. But because some guy is doing something for the government or working at the government or doing whatever, now people are vandalizing Teslas and trading them in. Cool. Let me know how that Polestar works out for you. Let me know how that Mustang Mach-E works. Let me know how all these other EVs work out for you when you try to drive it somewhere out of town. As far as I know, the Tesla is the only EV that I know. Rivian's on the charging network, but the Tesla is the only one that I know that I can go from here to Texas and just stop at every supercharger station that I need to, top up and keep it moving and not have any issues. I did it in a BMW. It wasn't fun. All those different charging stations that don't work, no thank you. But anyways, there you have it. I'm going to do more updates on this car, but I'll probably post them over on TK's Garage too. So go subscribe over there. I got a video, everything wrong with the car, everything I need to fix, maintenance stuff, paint stuff, stuff like that. That's going to live over on TK's Garage too. So go check that out over there. And I'm not done. I got to get another car. So maybe another truck. We'll see. So stay tuned for that video coming soon, because the i4, like I said, is a lease to the company, to my business, and it's about to go back. So I either need to buy one or maybe do something else. So there'll be more videos in terms of what I'm buying coming soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friend.